In chemistry, there are going to be a lot of times where we're given something in one unit, but the formula we're going to use requires it to be in a different unit, so we have to convert it using the process called dimensional analysis. You've been learning all the little baby steps that are all the different skills you're going to need to do full-blown dimensional analysis, and this is what dimensional analysis is going to look like. In this example, we need to know how many inches are in 27.4 centimeters. And if we look it up, we would find this information. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. In the beginning, we need to write these things out so that we know how we'll use the fraction style ratios. So you could either put 1 inch in the numerator and 2.54 centimeters in the denominator, or we can use it the other way. Same pieces of information, it's just the orientation that's different. So now we've got the two, we call these conversion factors, that we can use in this problem. Back in the 8th grade, we would have set these up as equivalent ratios, but because our problems are going to get more complicated than that, we do a sort of shortcut setup so that we can add multiple ratios off to the side. So what our setup is going to look like, we go back to the word problem where it says how many inches, and we know that x is going to be inches. And then we want to know how many inches is equal to the 27.4 centimeters that they're asking us about in the problem. This is part of a big numerator because back in the 8th grade we would have had one of these ratios on the other side of the equal sign. This 27.4 centimeters would have started out down here and been cross multiplied, and that's why it's part of a numerator. So now we got to pick which one of these ratios is going to help us in this situation. Because these are centimeters and we want it to be inches, what we really want is centimeters to be underneath the line in the denominator so that they will cancel out. So if we look at our two options, this first option puts centimeters in the denominator, so we're going to put the 2.54 centimeters down there as well, and then 1 inch goes in the numerator. If I cancel things, I see that centimeters appear in both the numerator and denominator, so those divide out. Since those divide out, what that tells us is numbers on the top get divided by numbers in the denominator. So now we're going to get out the calculator, and we're going to put 27.4 times 1, if you wish, divided by 2.54. And we're going to find out what that's equal to. So 27.4 times 1, if you wish to do that, divided by 2.54. We get a lot of calculator garbage there, and so to tell how to round off, we look back at the problem and we see that the number they gave us has 3 significant figures. That means our answer needs to have 3 significant figures. So of all this stuff, we're going to keep the 1 and the 0 and the decimal point. And then we want to keep the place where the 7 is located. It's either going to be a 7 or we would round up to an 8. We can tell that by looking at the number right next door. Because this is an 8 and it's very, very close to being the next number up, we're going to round our 7 to an 8. And then if we go back to the dimensional analysis problem, the centimeters canceled out. Inches did not, which means this number has units of inches. And this would be our final answer to this problem.